Today, I will highlight 3 aspects to answer that question of why we don't need to carry personal life insurance. Some of the common objections to purchasing adequate life insurance coverage are, I'm single and no one will miss me if I die. I'm going to live forever. It's too expensive. My children will be grown. No one loves me. I don't love anyone. I want to pay a lot of money to the IRS in taxes. These are all common and not so common objections to the questions surrounding the reasons not to purchase life insurance. The 3 areas which I will focus on are no one loves me, I don't love anyone, and I really want to burden my heirs with a potentially huge tax bill. First, nobody loves me. Well, I'm sure that someone somewhere in the world loves even you. If you have no one else in the world that loves you or depends on you, then you may not need any life insurance. However, there's a small chance that you have no spouse, no children or grandchildren, and by the way, even if our children hate us, our grandchildren usually love us regardless, in spite of our children. You have no nieces or nephews, no charities, religious organizations, friends, roommates, no one in this entire world who would like to remember us in a positive light. If all of that describes you, then you really have some other issues and you need to go out and find some friends. You may be a member of the next category. You're the type person who doesn't love anyone other than yourself, only children. Well, this is worse than the first group because you're probably just plain mean. Most all of us, love someone else in this world. Even the queen of mean, Leona Helmsley, had someone that loved her dog. And to her dog, I believe she left most of her wealth. I want to digress for a moment and tell you 2 stories. And they're both true stories. In fact, one happened here in Orlando. The other was in Dallas, Texas. First, Dallas. Julio Alvarado, a paramedic with the Dallas Fire Department, was about 36 years old. He and his wife, Teresa, had 3 young children at the time. Julio had been working all day to install an above-ground pool in their backyard for their children. He was taking his cousins home to his uncle's house, and he was on his way back home to his own house, and he was stopped at a red light. The light turned green, he entered the intersection, and he was hit by a drunk driver. The car was split in half, and Julio died at the scene. He and his wife, Teresa, had recently purchased life insurance, and because of that, the children will still have the opportunity to attend college. They were able to pay off the mortgage and live a more financially stable life based on their decision to purchase life insurance. The second story I want to tell you about happened here in Orlando. A few years ago, a young bartender at McCormick & Schmick, a local restaurant at Millennium Mall, was picked up at the end of his shift by his wife, and they proceeded to drive home. An argument ensued between the couple, and Jimmy Hume, ended up walking on a busy road. Jimmy was struck by 3 cars and killed instantly in November 2008. Jimmy was 34 years old and left behind a young daughter, a wife, and some bills. His wife had to move back home with family. The baby can still go to college. She can get loans and graduate in debt. Jimmy did have life insurance through work. It was at a great price. Unfortunately, it was only equal to his salary, about $34,000. His wife received about $28,000 after taxes. She paid funeral costs, a few bills, moving expenses, and not much was left over. But of course, nothing unfortunate will happen to any of us. We're Toastmasters. We will live forever, and things like that happen to other people. Finally, let's say you don't fit into either of the first 2 categories, but you enjoy paying taxes, or better yet, you want your heirs to pay the taxes for you. We all work hard for our money, and we want to retire financially secure. We work our entire lives and may have amassed a house, a business, and other assets. or whatever. It may be worth up to $1 million, and more in some cases, but not all of us have that much cash sitting around, at least I don't. We die, and our heirs are left to pay a bill of $345,800 based on an estate value at $1 million. The question is, what do our heirs sell at a discount to raise the almost $350,000 tax bill? Alternatively, maybe we have the cash, maybe we can get it, maybe we have a wealthy benefactor somewhere that will give it to us. Suppose we really do well in life and have a thriving empire worth, say, $3 million. Well, now the tax bill is a cool $1.3 million. Again, what gets sold to raise the cash? What's the alternative? You can purchase a life insurance policy payable to the intended heirs or some other entity upon your death that will pay the taxes. For instance, a 45-year-old healthy male can purchase a highly rated convertible $1.3 million 30-year term policy for about $1,900 annually and protect the assets they worked their entire life to accumulate from being sold to the highest bidder. In conclusion, I spoke about the 3 reasons why people don't purchase life insurance and a reason why we should take steps necessary to protect our assets and heirs, and hopefully the stories of death weren't too macabre.